You're listening to Binging the Devil's Fruit, a One Piece manga read-through podcast where sometimes during the binge, we take a break, kick back, and put on a movie or TV special. And sometimes we even bring along friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Binging the Devil's Fruit, our One Piece manga read-through podcast where we also talk about movie specials and even the Netflix show, which is what this episode is about. I'm your host, John Mukiwara JM, joined as always by my co-host, Jad Peanut.
Hey!
And my girlfriend, Christine.
And me!
With no Charles again this time. We actually figured we're doing this pretty impromptu because we had a bit of extra time after I had a bit of an extra time after a not so great shift. We haven't discussed in any episodes in a while, so I figured since we're done with episodes 1 and 2, I figured because from now on the episodes go on like a 2-part arc, I think this episode's going to be about episodes 3 and 4 of One Piece. So to start off, we're going to discuss episode 3, Tell No Tales, which begins the Syrup Village arc adaptation. And Austen, do you have the summary up ready? Before you do that, though, or actually while you do that, some things have happened since the last time we recorded the discussion of the One Piece Netflix show. Going in chronological order, right after we recorded our second episode, One Piece Netflix was greenlit for season 2.
Oh, hell yeah!
Woo!
And then about a week, this past week, as of this recording, the writer's strike ended.
Oh, finally.
It didn't just end. The writers got every single solitary thing they wanted.
Hell yeah!
So as of this recording, the actor's strike might also be ending, but we don't know. Hell, I might even check Twitter and find out as we're recording this.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, well,
I'd tell you, buddy.
I'd knock on wood, but I don't want to. I don't want to affect the microphone. But anyway, Austin, I guess we're ready for you if you have the summary right up.
So, we start off in a little town called Syrup Village, where a young boy named Usopp causes panic about how the pirates are coming and ringing a bell, and it causes everyone in the village to panic. And apparently he's been doing this for the past 7 years. And it's gotten to the point where eventually people begin to just ignore him. Like, they just go about their daily lives while he's screaming about how the pirates are coming.
Where have we heard this before in literature, I wonder?
Possibly inspired by half of the a name inspiration for Usopp's name.
Yes, because Usopp is a portmanteau of the Japanese lie and Aesop, Aesop's Fables. Who he famously wrote The Boy Who Cried Wolf, which is literally what he's doing here.
Mm-hmm. And for the opening title, it's modeled after him as well.
And I guess the Usopp's nose is a bonnet because...
Yeah, they're looking after a map of the East Blue.
It's the map of the Grand Line that they stole from the Buggy once.
Grand Line, right.
And then Luffy presents them with a new version of the Jolly Roger, and it looks just like how Luffy draws it in the manga, and which is bad.
Yeah. Well, he has some talents, but artist isn't exactly one of them.
Yeah.
And clearly Luffy's excited about his crew, but Sho and Nami insist they're not a crew.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Zoro comes out and is like, hey, the toilet's busted. We don't have a toilet. Oh, yeah, well, why is the ship overflowing? And then Nami panics.
Yeah, because if you remember the cliffhanger in the last episode, she had a case that had a little sea snail.
And he's drowning, poor thing.
Yeah, so whoever her boss is, she can't get into contact with them.
Quick, Nami, do you have a bag of rice? That's right.
I thought it was sawdust.
Oh, so you do know what I was referring to, like the trick to like save a phone from being waterlogged.
Oh, no way! I'm mixing that up for puke. Sawdust is good for soaking up puke.
Oh,
wow. All right.
Oh, all right. So
Yeah.
so the joke being is that the ship is overflowing with water. It's taking on water. There's a hole in the bottom, so that Luffy decides, you know what? We need to go find a ship. And where can we find a shipyard? Well, if this were the manga, the shipyard wouldn't be for a very long time. But apparently, Gecko Islands has a shipyard.
Meanwhile, on Garp's battleship, Kobe and Helmeppo are working away. Happened to rig. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, they're tying the knots to keep the sail steady, and Kobe notices that Helmeppo's knots are shitty, so he reties it for him, and then Garp comes out and is like, "Hey, who tied that knot? I did, sir. It's a good knot."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have Helmeppo. You did not do a very good job.
You did not. What?
I thought Rich was my mercy angel.
God, you thought you were safe just because he's not here.
Actually, you know where I actually got that from? Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, the Winnie the Pooh 2011 movie where they were having they were having an Abbott and Costello bit where they're trapped in a hole.
Who's there?
Yeah, but anyway, sorry for breaking you off.
Yeah, we all of us have some form of ADD. It's just to be expected.
Yeah, so Garp decides to invite Kobe into his cabin and to play a game of Go. It's called.
Yes.
For a second, I thought it was like Chinese checkers.
It looks similar, but it's not. Chinese checkers is like the red and black ones. Or no, Chinese checkers is like one with the colored dot.
Oh, right. It's with
when I saw that scene, I thought that little case that he has the checkers in was like Garp's stash of rice crackers. Because in the manga, Garp is generally always seen in like admiral proceedings, like downing tea and rice crackers.
Huh.
The buggy.
So good. I'm
so
sorry.
After that, it switches back to Syrup Village where Luffy and Zoro and Nami have arrived.
And Luffy's doing about the day he'll be on a wanted poster, especially when. But so isn't too happy about the idea.
Yeah, he's just staring off. He's disassociating like I often do 5 times a day. Oh, well, we're going back to the thing with Garp real quick. Kobe loses the first game with Garp, but as he does lose to Garp, but he notices he's getting better as he keeps playing. And then he tells him, that's the mindset that you're going to need to vanquish the pirates because they're based on action and efforts to stop them must be regressive rather than reactive. And then Helmeppo comes in after that and informs them that they found that shitty Jolly Roger that Luffy drew because their ship that they left in Syrup Village sank and it drifted across the ocean. Maybe so. Therefore, back into Syrup Village. Then now he's like, "Did you secure the boat like I said?" Yeah, Luffy did, but they didn't account for the fact that it sank. So then, meanwhile, they found the shipyard after Zoro rips up the Buggy poster, and they go to the shipyard. But then we cut back to Buggy once again.
Yeah, he's pretty angry after his defeat from Luffy. But this is all new scene to the show. Like, he gets an unexpected visitor at his closed circus. Who happened to be Fishman.
He gets a visit from Karubi, one of who is a fishman pirate, dressed in a karate gi. And then he informs him that Arlong would like a word with him. And then that's where so we've said that the Netflix show deviates from the manga a little bit. This is where the deviations really come into play. Like apparently now Arlong, who is a villain from like 2 arcs from now, shows up early, or at least Karubi has at this point. And Bucky tries to attack Karubi, but with a little fishman karate, he puts him to sleep.
Does everything also fall apart?
No, he fell apart and he fell down asleep intact.
Aw. Don't you mean he fell down and never
so
mind,
they go back to the shipyard and they're looking and they're deciding on what kind of ship they want. And Luffy wants a really big one, but Nami's like, nope, there's only 3 of us. We don't need a super freaking big one. But I think Luffy mentions again that, but I plan on having a crew of at least 10 people. Which that's all I'm going to say about that. But then Nami Poppins is like, well, we don't have any money. We can't afford these anyway. So Luffy's like, wait, you want to steal a ship? And then Nami's like, Nami just gives him a look of like, is the Pope Catholic? And then Luffy insists. No, we need one that's special. We can't just take any ship. The ship's part of the crew, so we need to find one that fits us. So let's see if we can like either find a really good one or talk someone into giving one to us. But Nami instead goes, nope, we're gonna see how lax security is and just steal one.
Of course they are.
She's a thief.
Yep. And Zoro's just along for the ride. He's like, whatever. But then Luffy happens upon one that speaks to him. He finds one ship with a goat on the front.
Ooh, I know what that is.
Yeah, well, it's unnamed right now, but it speaks to Luffy. He's basically like, yeah, this is the one. I want this one. I really did enjoy this scene. This was very, very impactful, especially if you've read the manga or watched the anime. You're like, oh, this is the moment.
And that's where Luffy is introduced to Usopp, who works on a shipyard.
Or so
allegedly.
So he claims.
Yeah. And
Usopp says, Luffy asks Usopp about the ship. He's like, oh, what can you tell me about it? Complete and total bullshit because I don't actually know. And then Nami and Zoro eventually come by. It's like, oh, hey, who's this? It's like, oh, I'm the designated excrement cleaner and wiper. And then it's like, what? He's like, he cleans the bird shit off.
Yeah, so Usopp informs him that the ship is owned by his friend, and if they want it, they'll have to talk to her.
Yeah, and that friend is like a major figurehead of the town. It's like, apparently she owns the shipyard.
Whole shipyard, yeah.
Which I think is really interesting that they chose this direction. I'll go into it more as we get towards the end, but this is like a real big change. But I think it makes a lot of sense for this adaptation. Yeah, he scrubs the barnacles and cleans up bird shit. The owner of the place happens to be his closest friend in the world. And then, yeah, we've already talked about the part where Kobe and Garp play Go. And then Usopp takes them to the mansion of the owner of the shipyard. And what a mansion it is.
Oh, yeah.
It really looks like the one from the show.
Yeah, kind of. And then Luffy looks down a big well. And then Nami points out that, like, wow, there's one person having all this. Do they really need this? Money really shows people how you are. And Sora's like, yeah, where have I heard that before? And then Usopp takes them through the garden, walking by a Panda Man shrubbery. Nice.
Oh,
really
nice
weird.
Little cameo. Oh, Easter egg.
Oh.
And I think I see Tigger too.
Oh yeah.
It's probably not Tigger, but I can't. It's the first thing I saw in my mind.
I saw a dog.
I'm going to be king of the pirates.
And I'm just picturing Piglet as Usopp. Oh, dear.
No.
I can't go in that beehive disease. But then Usopp walks them through the garden and then happens upon 2 butlers or maids. A butler and a maid who throws a knife at him.
Yeah.
And then, Bucci is the old one's name. And then the
other one is
Sham. Well, yeah, Sham. And I cannot believe these words are going to come out of my mouth. Live action One Piece, you made me attracted to Sham.
Yeah, that's a quite a big difference from the anime and manga.
Because Sham is a guy in the manga, but Sham is a woman in this one, and a really cute one at that. And then we get the owner of the shipyard and her plastic-looking butler, Kaya and Kalahador. He looks like he's made out of plastic, but I think I like that about him. I actually what I like even more is that his suit is like down to the detail. Kalahador's suit, right down to the shit stains.
And they even kept that little tick of his where he adjusts his glasses using the palm of his hands.
Yes, he does that for a reason. It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
God damn it, shut up.
So we're introduced to Kaya and her butler Kalahador, and then Kalahador said, "You must not show up and announce. We've been through this before." And then Kaya says, "No, Kalahador, it's okay. It's my birthday, and we'd like to invite you over for dinner. Do you want to come?" He's like, "Yo, can you bring my friends too?" He's like, Luffy's like, "Friends? You're talking about us? What?" And he was like,
Kalahador isn't into the idea, but
he's like, "Okay, fine. You will join me for dinner."
Oh my god!
Thanks, babe.
But
and he says that they had to get clean and have more formal change of clothes, with Kaya having to have a lot of clothes.
You cannot eat with us if you look and smell poor. Which is basically what he says. And then, they agree. He's like, "Look, free clothes and a bath? Fuck yeah, let's do that."
Yeah, what's not to like?
I'm suspicious of the plastic butler.
Oh yeah, so immediately he's calling bullshit on the butler.
Well, he senses something about him.
And but okay, this isn't from the window like in a manga. Instead, there's a lot of secret passages in the mansion.
Yeah, Kaya's mansion in this is like, the set for this is like really cool.
Yeah, I know.
I want
Massive.
her room.
Yeah, like it's not like a bland marble looking thing like
So
the manga.
good.
And also, yes, Austin, you did point out that Usopp usually hangs out from the tree because he doesn't want to be seen. But this time he's invited in, regretfully, but he is invited in. And Usopp, his present to her is an egg.
No, it's a giant pearl, so he says, but it seems to be more like a rock.
It looked like an egg to me.
Yeah, and he tells him that he stole it from its guardian, a giant goldfish.
Yeah, and he fought the goldfish by climbing upon the land surrounding it. But it turns out it wasn't little islands; it was a massive piece of goldfish shit.
Yeah, just like in a manga.
Yeah, he told that story before, except this time he explicitly said goldfish shit.
Yeah.
But either Kaya was disgusted by that, or she's not looking too great because she immediately starts laughing until she coughs. Yeah, Kaya looks real sickly. Well, and
yeah, she looks pale.
Pale, and like you can like the color from her face is like they really sold how like sick she looks.
Oh, definitely.
And then Usopp asks her how she's been feeling lately, and she's like, "Not much different, honestly." And then,
Hold on, can you guys go on with that me for a second?
Okay.
And
so yeah, after this, Luffy, Nami, and Sho are picking out clothes, and oh my god. And I forgot about this scene where she asked for the opinion on how they wear.
And then Luffy's like, "You look like Nami."
And so says, "We both agree that I be wearing black."
When no one agreed to that at all. And I think the outfits they eventually pick up are actually like the outfits from that one cover where they're like wearing suits.
Oh, nice. Hey, and so tells him about how he suspicious about the butler, like he's seen him from somewhere before.
Yeah, I saw him on the shelf of a toy store. He's plastic.
If you pull on the string, he adjusts his glasses with the palm of his hand.
It's fantastic. Christine wasn't here to appreciate that joke. Well, she wish she stepped away for a bit. So, one of the more important lines from this episode, and I do appreciate this, is they point out that, like, all of this stuff just for one person, God, like it really feels like you're just filling a hole where, like, companionship and love would be. And then it's like, which is a good point. It's like all this stuff belongs to one person. Granted, this is Kaya's home, which was also her parents, but her parents don't seem to be around anywhere, so it's just all for Kaya. And then Luffy and Nami shake on a deal. It's like, okay, if you can't convince them at dinner to give you a ship, we'll steal one in the morning.
Yeah, and Nami doesn't seem any remorse about stealing from Kaya, as we hint at.
Steal from the rich. Who gives a shit? Even though Kaya seems like a nice rich person, and then I don't know why Kaya asks for tea, but Klahadore serves her Mountain Dew Baja Blast for some reason.
Go straight with KFC combo meal.
And then that's where they reveal that it's Kaya's 18th birthday, which is why she invited them over in the first place. It's her birthday celebration, and she thanks Kuro for all her service up to this point, and she doesn't know how she'll repay him. And Klahadore says, "I don't know. I can be overprotective of you sometimes, but I would hate for anything to happen to you."
Yeah, because he says he owes his life to a family. And let's see, was this from the manga where he was apparently found? Shit, where was it?
That he was found by his parents, by her parents.
Yeah.
So he says. I think that was part of it. And then we cut to the kitchen where Shim and Butchie are cooking blue mashed potatoes.
The blue mash bird.
And then Klahadore notices that there is a glass streak on one of the wine cups. Or what kind of... And then it's like, the night has to be perfect. No mistakes, no nothing. And then he shatters the glass right in front of her face. Shams, I mean.
Yeah, and she's terrified of him.
She looks like she is anyway. Everything must be perfect tonight of all nights. So everything has to go perfectly, including my plastic makeup. So yeah, I've been suspicious of this plastic man this entire time. And we did talk about the scene where Kobe and Garp are playing Go. So move on to the dinner party after an ad.
And I believe this is another change in the live action show. Like, Mary is Kaya's lawyer in this.
Gee, I wonder who made that ship.
Yeah. Yeah, like, he wants to talk to Klahadore over how in the will, the changes in Kaya's will. Or rather... Oh yeah, and you get
Ooh, look at his snazzy outfit.
Variant B costume Luffy.
Yeah, which is basically this is like that one. This is like the volume cover where they're wearing the nice snazzy suits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make sure you throw that picture up.
Send it to you guys in a minute. I have it.
No, in the episode.
I have an in-group post for it. I think I used it as a thumbnail for the actual main show of the podcast. I believe I did. Yeah, right here. I have it.
Okay, Nami is not wearing a black dress. It's more like one of those Chinese New Year's.
I'm pretty sure she
dresses.
wears it at some point in one of these, so it's probably from one of these.
Mm-hmm.
I like her I like the red dress though.
Oh, that I know where it's from. It's from an earlier spread.
Oh, yeah, with the games.
Show me.
Yep.
So
and then
it is.
finally, Zoro walks up to...
Gam's got the games.
Zoro walks up to Klahadore and says, I've seen you before. Were you at Funky Bar on Mirrorball Island? Which my ears perked up when I heard him say that.
Care to share with the class?
Because, Austen, I actually have a regret when I bring this up. When we reviewed movie 2 a couple of months ago, I neglected to include a review of Django's Dance Carnival, where it's a short where Django hypnotizes an entire island by accident to do a dance number. Speaking of Django, the elephant in the room.
He ain't here.
No Django, no Usopp's pirates. They feel missing here. Although I really do like how this arc is handled in these 2 episodes so far. So far, like Kaya's mansion is probably one of the best looking sets I've seen in the movie in a long time. It's better than most movie sets, but you know why? Because most movies I've seen aren't fucking sets.
Yeah. Just CG.
I would never eat what they're serving Kaya though. Like, what the hell? It looks like blue Kool-Aid and dirt.
Yeah, she wants fish instead, but Klahadore insists he has to stick to a strict diet to help Ellen help.
Interesting that it's a strict diet that must be whatever this blue shit is. And then Luffy finally pops the question of, will you marry me? No, it's Sakaya to ask if he could have the ship because they want to set sail. And Kaya says, you know what? I can't give it to you right now, but I've enjoyed our time together at this dinner. I really like you guys a lot. As soon as I become the owner at midnight tonight, when I turn 18, I will hand it to you. I might have to ask though, what might you be using it for? Oh, we're pirates.
Yeah, like Luffy just says it so casually,
as he often does.
I love Nami. Did you see? She's just like, why?
She does that often. That's how serious accurate this is. And then Luffy recants their stories and then starts walking on the table for some reason.
And that pisses Klahadore off.
Because Luffy's gonna Luffy. What else?
I know I have shitty table manners, but come on, man. And then he gives the whole, I'm going to the Grand Line, or I'm going to find the One Piece, and I'm going to become the king of the pirates. He says it every time. If that bothers you by this point, you're watching the wrong show. And he's like, here, take my drink that I sipped. So what's it going to be, Kaya? He's like, you have a beautiful... give me the goat ship. That ship is the goat, and I want it.
Shut up.
And then Klahadore finally snaps, and he's like, all right, that's it. This has gone on long enough. You need to get the fuck out. Out. And then Kaya starts to get upset. It's like, no. Klahadore, please. It's my birthday. It's late. At least let them stay the night. And then Luffy's like, well, that went well, didn't it?
And again with the go.
We talked about the go scene already because so yeah. Then afterwards, Mary brings up that important point you brought up. It's like, sir, it is. I did notice that. Actually, Austen, I'll let you handle this one. I'm doing this.
Let's see. You here? In the wine cellar, Mary talks to Klahadore about how he wants control of Kaya's parents' shipyard. Now that it was passed down to her. Like it's a big change in her will. Like once she turns 18, she'll resume control of the shipyard. But if anything happens to her after that, then he's next in line. And when Mary refuses to goes along with that deal, Klahadore suddenly disappears and swiftly moves. Oh yeah, this was a brutal change. He kills Mary.
He pulled. He turns out when that little weird tick he does where he pushes his glass up with his palm, it's because he uses knives on all of his fingies, and he brutally murders Mary. Which that's a big change from the manga because Mary survives being attacked by him in the manga.
Yeah, barely.
No, Mary's dead.
Alive.
Oh, look, our friend is back.
Yep, Bucky the Clown's been tied up and up after his little attempt to escape. And then
Arlong arrives to make a house call, and he's visited by Arlong, a sawtooth shark fishman, who eats his poster when it shows.
God, I love that so much.
I love every character interacting with their wanted poster in some way. And then Arlong said, "I'm here to remind you who really runs the East Blue here. You work for me." Again, really interesting that they went this route because Arlong and Buggy, I don't think have ever interacted, period.
Yeah, like the way it works in here is that any pirate who wants to run amok in the East Blue had to pay tribute to Arlong. And
he asked for tribute for ransacking Orangetown because he's like, and I didn't get any money from that, so pay up. Mm-hmm. And then before he could be bitten up into pieces again, Buggy says, "You know what? There's a real upstart who's causing all this trouble, and you might want to watch out for him. It's a little prick by the name of Luffy."
Yeah, and Arlong thinks he's nothing of it because he's never heard of him, but Buggy insists that he's the real threat to his reign in the East Blue. And Arlong insists that Buggy that finds him for him. Or rather,
but Buggy bargains with him so that he's like, "You let me live, I'll find him for you."
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to nighttime at Kaya's house.
And Hammy's just...
Zoro classically gets lost looking for the damn bathroom.
Of course.
Well, actually, he was lying. He was looking for some booze. And Luffy was up walking around looking for a midnight snack.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "You know what? We'll follow my nose wherever it goes to the kitchen."
And I believe doing that, Nami's just taking anything that isn't nailed down.
Yep,
yeah.
as she does.
Or she's trying.
Nope, she does. And then eventually one of the rooms she ends up in is Kaya's room while she's asleep. And then Nami and Kaya have a heart-to-heart, surprisingly.
Did they do that?
No, I don't think those two have barely talked to each other.
And Kaya surprisingly doesn't mind because she wasn't a fan of the decorations to begin with.
Yeah, all this excess crap she has, she doesn't even like it. She's like, what the hell's the point if you can't share it with people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Nami, he finds it weird that Kaya considers her a friend,
even though they've only barely met.
And
but that started to become a familiar thing with her because she's noticing everyone she's met lately considers as a friend despite them not knowing her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kaya's still really sick though.
I'm telling you, it's the fucking Baja Blast. It's disgusting.
Too much soda. That's what did it.
But Kaya mentions, she said, I don't want you to pity me. Well, all right, then I won't. Because she's been living around pity. She doesn't want more of it.
Yeah,
and of course, another ad.
And I think this is such when Nami says that Kaya shouldn't let someone have say over her entire life.
Which is important for her to hear when she's turning 18.
And she says it's something she should trust her on, which is implications. And Usopp's just playing with his slingshot, practicing his shot. And that's where Luffy and Zoro come in.
Yep, Luffy's followed his nose wherever it goes, and then he found the kitchen.
Yep.
God, I absolutely love the sets in this show.
Fun
oh my
fact,
God.
I follow the showrunner on Twitter. This kitchen was actually an indoor swimming pool that they transformed into a kitchen.
Oh, what? Seriously?
Yes.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it makes sense. I see it.
Yeah, and Usopp is curious about Luffy's adventures and whether or not he's truly lived them. And Luffy wants to know about Usopp's adventures, but all of them are fake. Because Usopp is mainly just lying to make himself feel like he's a brave pirate captain when he really is not. And part of the reason he refuses to leave is because Kaya needs him. And this is another thing they added to the show. Romantic feelings between Kaya and Usopp.
It's kind of implied, but yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, and they say they've known each other for years, ever since Usopp's mom died.
Yep. Which gives them insight into why Usopp's doing the whole pirates are coming.
Yeah, and Kaya, despite knowing that none of Usopp's stories are true, she always found them entertaining.
Because they don't get TV in the One Piece world, at least not yet.
Streaming is where it's at. And oh yeah, they talk about what happened to her parents, and I'm curious about, did they ever say what happened to them?
They died the same way that Elsa and Anna's parents from Frozen died. Off screenitis.
Wow.
But because he wasn't legally an adult, according to the will, they couldn't have a minor possess everything her parents had, which is weird. So I believe Usopp starts talking about his crush on Kaya, and yep. And I think this is also around the time where they start talking about his dad.
Yeah,
is that a little bit later?
No, this is around that, and where Usopp is asking for advice about what is do you think Kaya likes me? Luffy's like, I like you, because Luffy does know. It's wow, you're a great shot. It's yeah, I get it from my dad. My dad Yasopp, and then Luffy's like, Yasopp, your dad was Yasopp.
Fanboy mode. I was telling Usopp all about Yasopp and how he's a member of Shank's crew.
And then that just freaks Luffy out. I also noticed this entire time he's been eating a chicken drum. I don't know if that's been prepared or not, but he's been eating it.
If it's not, then I don't know what the remedy for salmonella is in the world of One Piece.
Well, it won't be the first time we've seen a character beat what is clearly not good for them in this episode, but give that just a moment. And then Zoro's like, oh god, if you're gonna talk about feelings, just give me some fucking beer. It's oh, there's a wine cellar. There's the wine cellar downstairs.
Yeah.
I was why don't you tell me that the first fucking place?
Zoro would say.
It's
I love Zoro's face there.
Yeah, sometimes his stoicism is kind of man, Zoro needs to be a little goofy, but I do like that. I do like that he has a bit of deadpan to him, which was nice.
And as they go, as Usopp and Zoro head to the wine cellar, Luffy notices Kaya's stew for dinner was left over and starts gulping it down. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
The entire pot.
And then that is when Usopp and Zoro head down to the wine cellar, which looks less like a wine cellar and more like a Castlevania boss room, if you ask me. Which, by the way, I gotta watch the new Castlevania show on Netflix next because it's Halloween. Anyway,
yeah, I saw that the new Belmont's in there.
Yeah, my Smash Man actually. But then Usopp trips over something.
Oh, Mary's dead body.
And he ain't so merry now.
Wow.
Yeah, they noticed a 5-blade stab. It's oh yeah, I know who did this. And then that's when Koro was standing behind them the whole time. He pulls a Batman. And then Usopp and Zoro attempt to fight him off, but then come the butlers to smack Zoro in the back of the head. I love how Sham looks so proud of herself. It's yeah, that fucking worked. And then they hiss like cats.
Yeah, because they're members of the I'm trying to look up the name of it. Black Hat Pirates. Yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say that's a really easy name. Yeah,
I
Klahadore
knew it
reveals
was
that he is
something
Captain
related.
Kuro of the Black Cat Pirates. Do you know what Kuro is in Japanese?
What?
Black.
Black.
He's Captain Black, basically.
Usopp manages to get a raid though, and Kuro insists not to worry because no one will believe him.
Yeah,
and
I mean, they were in a wine cellar. They could have hit him. They could have hit him with another one. It's like, hey, what's this? Rum, so that no one will believe your story. I knew you would get that joke. I was gonna be so pissed at you if you didn't.
well, and I've been also trying to get Christine into those Treehouse of Horror episodes after showing a few as well.
So then the Sham and Butchie decide to dispose of the body, and I guess they throw it in the well. Meanwhile, Nami and Kaya are still talking amongst each other, not knowing about the goings-on of the rest of the house.
And Kaya insists that they can do a deal tomorrow morning about the ship.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is where she talks about not letting Cloud or anyone run control of her life.
Yep. And then Sham and Butchie throw Zoro's body and his swords down the well. And they're like, well, man, it's a waste of swords. It's like, not even a trace of evidence. Just erase it all. To which Usopp famously goes and does the pirates are coming, pirates are coming, pirates are coming. But just
no
like,
one believes him, of course.
Just like the fable and just like Koro said, no one believes him. And then you get a flashback to when that one neighbor that really thinks Usopp's annoying, scolding him and taking him to his mother, who is unfortunately on her deathbed. And that's when you realize the reason behind Usopp going, the pirates are coming. It's because he really wants to do that for real, because it means his dad's coming home.
No.
And then after he promises his mother that dad will come back one more time, she says, no, he's not. And then she unfortunately dies.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, it hit hard in the manga and it hit all the...
Yep. And then after that, well, it hit harder because his mother doesn't have a giant nose like she did in the manga. Neither does he. And then after Usopp's like, why won't anyone believe me? Suddenly he turns around and sees two familiar figures say, don't worry, we believe you. And who might those figures be?
Cody and Helmeppo.
Who were never a part of this. I love that Cody and Helmeppo have become like a recurring part of the series. Like they were always like in the background, but like now they're actually a part of that. And that ends episode 3. Okay, so that is episode 3. So let's get into more about episode 4. The pirates are coming.
Oh,
Austen, back to you.
And we start down the well.
We're
Usopp. I mean,
well, Zoro. Look what predicament you have yourself in.
Haha, funny. That's so cool.
Yeah, Zoro rakes down the well with the dead body of Mary and his 3 swords.
Yeesh.
And I believe he starts to try to climb his way out of the well.
Yep, he tries. So to like speed the episode along, this whole episode of Zoro just it flashes back between when the goings on and Zoro climbing up and struggling. But each time he tries to struggle, he gets his flashback to why he wanted to decide to become the greatest swordsman in the world. He fights with his his mentor's daughter, Kuina Shimotsuki, and they have he can't beat her in a fight, but then they agree. He's like, all right, you know what? Let's have a real fight, and we'll have a real fight with swords. And then they have one massive duel, and then it ends with Kuina winning once again. But then Kuina says, "Yeah, I beat you today, but as I grow older, I'm going through puberty, which means I'll be smaller, I'll be weaker, and I won't be able to keep up with the men." And Zoro says, "Enough of that sexist shit. That's just hogwash. How can you be the world's greatest swordsman if you think like that? One day I'm going to best you in battle, and then I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman, or at least one of us will be. And I won't rest till I beat you." And then they shake on that, and then the next morning Zoro wakes up, and then her father informs him that there was an accident, and Queen is gone. Interestingly, they avoided the unfortunately silly elephant in the room where in the original manga, she fell on the stairs and died.
Oh my! How did I forget that?
I'm serious.
How did I forget that?
So they narrowly avoided down the stairs-itis. They just said an accident, so it could have been anything. And then Zoro
down the stairs is a stair. Well,
or if you okay, if you really want to get old on internet memes, I warned you about the stairs, bro.
No. I'm so sorry, everyone.
I'm not. Anyway, moving on. And then Zoro asks his master and her father if he can honor her memory by taking her sword and using it to become the world's greatest swordsman. And he agrees. And then we cut back to the present. That's enough of the Zoro flashback because that overtakes most of this episode.
Yeah, Kuro, Sham, and Bucci, they find Luffy in the kitchen. And it turns out that they also find the empty pot where Bucci made the poison soup.
He drank the whole bucket of blue hash. Or blue mash.
Oh yeah, and Nami was hiding in the kitchen this whole time, was she overhears how the soup was poisoned and meant for Kaya.
Yes, the poison for Kaya. Kaya's poison. The poison for Kaya.
It looks like frosting.
Really just me? It does look like blue cake frosting.
Yeah.
Like when they were stirring it, it looked like blue taters, but like now I'm looking at not in the bucket, it looks like blue cake icing.
It looks like ice cream. Like cotton candy flavored, like cotton candy ice cream.
Unfortunately, in this season, we won't see someone's pants eat it.
And Usopp and the Marines show up to the mansion. God,
this set is so great.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's where he accuses Claudio of being the one in a pirate.
It was the butler in the wine cellar.
Mm-hmm.
With the crowbar. No, but with the knives.
Shut up. Yes, thank you. I was about to say there's a clue piece. That's a knife. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then he answers the door. Nami's still hiding. And then he answers. He's like, "There have been no killings here. Goodbye."
Yeah.
There is no killings in Kaya's mansion.
And Cody tells him that they received reports of a pirate, and Usopp insists that Claudio is the dangerous pirate. But Claudio, of course, uses the whole Usopp's a liar and his own past against him. Oh, I forgot where he mentions Usopp's mom passing.
Mm-hmm. It's like
and just to rub salt into the moon.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get the bit where Usopp just like straight punches him. But he's like, "Oh look, I'm wearing a butler's gloves. Where do you think I got these knives from? Where are you getting these knives from?" Such an imagination. It's like, what's that? Oh, and then as they keep talking, they hear clattering in the sound. They hear clattering inside. It's like, what's that sound, sir? Are these old houses? Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis, at this time of day, at this time of year, localized entirely in your mansion? Why, yes. Maybe come in and see it? No.
Yeah, and Himebo says that they've been tasked with hunting down Luffy. And that's...
when we see another Den Mushi.
Oh my god.
I love them.
I forgot about that one.
This show is inventing new versions of them that weren't in the manga. Like there was a megaphone one at one point, and then now there's like an in-house phone network of them. And then Nami has like the Bluetooth earpiece. Oh my god, that slug had better been blue. And then I invented one for this podcast where it's a Blu-ray player. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can already see it.
And so they plan to turn Luffy into the Marines, but Usopp insists that Kaito is a real danger, and Cody unfortunately says, "Sorry, Usopp, but you don't have any proof."
I do have proof. He's plastic. You trust a plastic man? He's plastic. It's not fantastic.
Really?
Oh, you missed the first time I made that. Because you stepped away.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like now I'm doing my job to keep my house safe. You do your job to keep everything else outside safe.
And Cody is still suspicious.
Kobe, by the way.
Mainly because
it's Kobe. B, not D.
Kobe shit. Kobe couldn't help but notice how Luffy looks all groggy. And Nami's still hiding in the kitchen. And as Sham is cleaning up.
He couldn't handle the Baja Blast.
He ambushes her with the frying pan.
Yeah, that's right. It's like old houses. That was Aurora Borealis.
So Usopp realizes that the Marines aren't going to help, so just rushes off. Fast. Clawhador just closes the house.
You don't have to call him Clawhador anymore. The facade's gone.
Kuro, shit.
We're doing Kuro. Kurubi is later. All right, so we've gone over the Kuina flashback already, so we don't have to talk about that anymore.
And this is where Usopp tries to warn Kaya about Kuro. Oh, and of course, Kaya doesn't believe him, like in the manga.
Yep. And he tries to tell her, like, Mary's dead. And it's like, he was only here a few hours ago. Yeah, well, now he's been dead for longer than that.
Oh, yeah, she slaps him like in a manga. Because there's no chasing village, no Mary shooting him in the arm, or grazing him in the arm.
Usopp just
but she does still slap him.
Yeah, she does still slap him, like as she did in the original manga. But in the manga, Usopp tried to kidnap her and run away, but like, given the nature of the setting, that he doesn't drag her off anymore. Usopp does something I think is actually much better than trying to drag her away. Like he says, like, all right, you know what? I'm sitting on this seat and I ain't leaving until I know you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Which in that situation, that's exactly what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, no, you can't kick me out. You can't. I can't run away with you, but we ain't leaving until I know you're safe.
Now and confirms Usopp's story.
Meanwhile, Sham wakes up from being bonked, and then Kuro decides it's time to put an end to the facade. She's 18 now. Let's lock down the house and then hunt her down and kill her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another major change from the manga, because in the manga, the plan to kill Kaya was to like have the Kuro pirates ransack the town and have her die in an accident. Now it's just they were just hoping to kill her with poison, but since that's not working because Luffy fucking devoured it all, it's like that. Fuck it, we'll just lock her in the house and kill ourselves. Which I don't know if that makes more sense or not. Actually, I think it makes less sense. But you know what? Kuro wasn't exactly the smartest villain to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in the manga, his plan was kind of stupid. And oh my word, Sham's outfit.
I know. Now
and Butchie, yep.
Shorts.
Yeah, and Butchie's outfit's also true too. Yeah, that like I love that they kept the costumes the same for everybody. And then that's when this episode turns into a horror film.
Yeah, it's like one of those home invasion horror films.
The calls coming from inside the house, one of those sort of deals. It's like One Piece just suddenly turned into Scream.
Yeah, Nami manages to confirm everything, and what's this pad of tea?
Yeah, that Usopp notices that the tea looked a little weird. So it's like, has he been giving you that tea all this time? Why is tea blue? And Nami says, it's like, okay, we need to leave now because if we stay, we're all dead. And then Kuro starts hunting them down in the walls. And my God, they picked the perfect guy to play Kuro because he is like total slasher villain.
Yeah, he went from what's a Illa spin in from how he was introduced in the last episode.
Yeah, he was just like an impatient perfectionist. I mean, he kind of still is here, but they added the slasher villain vibe to this now. Like he was just an emotionless killer. Now he is He's fucking Freddy Krueger times 2. Without the joking around though, and the one-liners.
Oh, and yeah, and even when he starts hearing Kaya coughing, he starts to stab her through the walls, which is a genuine horrifying scene.
Yeah, I was legit like, oh my god, they really shot this like a horror film. Like this thing is like just exploring different genres now, and I love it.
Yeah, and more so flashback.
And then
as Cody and Himepo carry them off.
Yeah,
Kobe is second guessing and whether or not they're doing the right thing,
which is something he'd always does, and it helps him out here.
But Himepo insists that let's see, they're just capturing a pirate, and says that the only reason Garp had Kobe be a part of this assignment is because he knew Luffy, and that Garp's just using him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's jealous that Garp sees in him what he wishes anyone would see in him. But
and somehow Luffy's still alive after ingesting a bunch of poison stew. It was the sound of food that woke him up, and
Lovely.
Yeah, Meppo, as we got some saying, just pukes blue dye all over
and for
him.
those of you that have seen Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, feel the rain on your skin.
Wow.
I'm never going to hear that song the same way ever again after a certain scene in Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Never.
I still gotta.
I think
got my
that's on Paramount Plus now, actually.
Yeah, my watch is just so fucking massive. Holy shit!
Well, it's a very short movie. You could watch it in like a couple. You could probably watch it after we're done here.
And it seems like they're in some kind of attic, and Kaya's upset about Kuro's true colors.
Yeah, you mean the plastic man who always puts his glasses up weird was weird and also a killer? The douche, you say?
Oh my God.
You mean the man who's been feeding me blue poison for 10 years? And who gets mad when every time I want to say it in my own life? The douche, you say?
Actually, you want to know what? You know what the tea looks like? Mouthwash.
Well, that would make me me puke because that has alcohol in it. Anything alcohol disagrees with me.
Oh yeah, I think this is the room where all of her parents' stuff was, hence the portrait and the all the drapes.
Which is probably the only way you're ever going to see her parents, because you never see them in the manga, ever. Not even. Actually, I think they were like just like a figure, a silhouette in the flashback of the anime. They were never shown in the manga at all.
And that's why they tried to deactivate the security and raise the gates into the doors.
Yeah, and then of course Koro notices that because the man's been managing this house for how long? Which he
knows what they are.
Yeah, that it's a bad move. He's like, well, there's only one place you can do that.
Oh, and are those cat skulls?
I think so, but all I can hear is 1, 2, Kuro's coming for you.
Ready,
wow.
Kuro, go.
I wouldn't be surprised, given Oda's love for Hollywood, if Freddy Krueger wasn't an inspiration for Kuro in some way. But as we said, after Zoro's flashback finishes, he eventually gets out of the well.
About damn time he managed to get out of there.
It's also more chances for the Zoro fangirls to see him flex.
Hi, how you doing?
And the hottest man in One Piece is Yamato. And then we have to do it with an ad again.
And yet his chest isn't as big as his.
And then we switch back to Luffy, who is still barfing up the Baja Blast.
Yeah, and Luffy insists that he's got to go back to the mansion. And because his friends are in danger. And but Kobe says, sorry, but we're under orders to arrest you. But Himeko just plans on just shooting him. I was saying, and okay, and
then Himepo's like, Dad, it's like, Father always said dead pirate always weighs the same as a live one. And then which to I would have said, well, has your father ever said he loves you, that he wants to hold you?
Oh my God. But thankfully, Zoro comes to the rescue and knocks him up on the other cadets, aside from Kobe.
He's like, Zoro, how'd you know to find me? I didn't. I got lost.
Of course you did.
Yeah. In the manga, he also got lost as well.
Zoro cannot be bothered to find anything. A gag that, and this will eventually come into a play when you go through it further through the manga, Austen. He gets lost frequently. Luffy is not much better, but Zoro's the worst.
So basically, when you tell Zoro to get lost, he literally will go and get lost.
If you tell him to get lost, he'll find the right way.
Interesting.
Like there's actually a meme in the One Piece fandom where like Zoro will show up in places he's not supposed to be entirely because he got lost. Like he'll show up in other shows, other manga.
Hey, you two strange yellow creatures, where am I? You're in Undertale.
Fuck you! So Nami, Usopp, and Kaya try to turn back the shutters, and then they hear the footsteps claiming back, while they hear a voice going, "This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out." Of course, but there's always my way. And then you hear the clanging of the knives. No, that didn't happen. He busted the door.
And as to hide in Kuro, the suspense in this scene, he doesn't have cat powers, right? He does have the cat. He does have the cat like reflexes where he can like move at blinding speed, but he doesn't like have the out of the bag. He doesn't have the out of the bag attack thing that he does. For anyone that hasn't read the manga, out of the bag attack is where like he like goes limp and stops thinking, and he just attacks things randomly. It was his super move in Grand Battle for the PS2, and he just he's just lamenting about how much he hated caring for this poor, sad, whiny girl who is all sick all the time. Which, bitch, my brother in Christ, you made her sick. Mm-hmm. And how much he was looking forward to this day where he killed her. Which was, let's see, he was. Yeah, in the manga, when Kaya tries to reason with him, offering him his fortune in exchange for leaving the island alone, he says, "No, because I've been looking forward to this day for years.
Yeah, the
day where I finally get to kill you." Yeah,
this is like a bit of a turn from Kuro in the because Kuro's laser focused on his plan of like kill Kaya, inherit her fortune, live peacefully. This one just really, really, really wants to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I remember because like. The Kuro in the manga, like he wanted like the Black Hat Pirates to do it by accident, and then when that fails, he has Django hypnotize her into writing the will, and then she gets offed. But that's not what happens here, of course. As Kuro continues to taunt her in the room that they're hidden in, and then Zoro and Luffy finally break back into the mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zoro fights Kuro's two cronies while Luffy tries to find his friends and Kuro.
Yep. Actually, then this might be one of the best scenes in the series where Zoro fights them both in the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Or the foyer. However you want to pronounce it. I've heard it two ways.
I think that sounds right. I don't know.
I've heard them both said.
Tell us in the
foyer,
comments,
you better
guys.
go straight to the foyer.
Whenever I think foyer,
tell us in the comments,
whenever
guys.
I think of foyer, I think of Luigi's Mansion because like that's the first room in that game, and then like when Luigi is grabbing all the furniture and everything, he just goes, "Oh yeah, foyer."
Yeah, he fights Sam and Bushi at the same time, and Sam and went. Maybe next time we should keep his swords.
Yeah, well,
because he has them.
Yep, and my God, the fight choreography in this this is really good.
Yeah. At first he seems like he's a bit overpowered, and but thankfully, right when it seems like Kuro's about to kill Kaya, Luffy comes in, grabs him by the wrist, and he gives that classic, "No one messes with my friends."
And then I guess they have a fight somewhat. That's like my big disappointment from this episode. Mm-hmm. They don't really have a fight. They just kind of stand off a bit.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they sort of fight, but it's just mostly Koro dodging Luffy until he eventually grabs him.
And Kuro is boasting and about how Luffy's outmatched.
He's Koro the 1,000 plans, and all of them suck.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. And this is what Kuro reveals what his plans were, and how he gave up the life of a pirate.
Yeah,
this is a thing in the manga where he wants to give up being a pirate in order to be a wealthy, rich guy.
It was as a notorious pirate captain, but he's tired of running around from the Marines. He doesn't like the constantly running away and not having a moment of peace. So that's why he eventually stumbles upon the. First he fakes his death and has some patsy hypnotized to be his to be him, and he hypnotizes another Marine to be the one who claimed that he captured him. And guess who that Marine happens to be?
Act 10 Morgan.
Act 10 Morgan, which is how he gets that promotion, which is very lightly mentioned in the Netflix series. And also, which they didn't go into too much detail because you kind of need Django for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Django is missing. Although, actually, no, Django is not entirely missing from the show. Not entirely.
Mm-hmm.
If you look really closely at that wanted poster board in the first episode, his poster's there.
Oh.
Along with some other posters of characters you haven't even met yet. Like characters you're not going to meet for like years at this point. Like I was like, wow, really? Them? Good Lord, Sham's actress is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. And then, so Zoro concludes his fight with Sham and Butchie by taking them on together. And I love that they're, I still love that, I said this already, but their costumes being manga accurate are still good. But then Luffy points out that being a pirate's not about perfect plans or murder, certainly not murder, although it can be about murder. It's about freedom and adventure and hanging out with your friends, stuff like that. He's like, freedom, there's no such thing with a bounty on your head.
And yeah, like in the manga, Luffy says, "You just gave up on your dream."
No one who gives up on their dream can call themselves a pirate proper. I love Luffy's like little. He's like, now you're gonna get it stare. I love that.
And yeah, he managed to restrain Kuro by his wrist and gives him the gum
bell, where he sends his head backward and slams it into his headbutt, knocks him out the window. Which, although we didn't get the actual fight that you get in the manga on that hill with like the oil slick,
at least we got
he beats him the same way. At least, it's also a shame that he also didn't break his knives first. Mm-hmm. And then Zoro has also defeated Sham and Butchie, and probably the best fight in this entire series. Well, one of the best fights in the series.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love that even when they're captured, they hiss. It's like guys, you lost. It's like, take the L.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably need a new staff.
And Kaya says, no, I think I'm done with staff. I'm going to just manage this place on my own because no one will let me manage it. And then Kaya's like, you know what? You guys deserve a reward. And guess what that reward is?
Oh, yeah, the ship we saw in the last episode. And in honor of the memory of Mary, they name it the Going Mary.
And then that's when Luffy and Usopp have a discussion, and Luffy invites Usopp on, which really feels weird because Usopp doesn't get like a shining moment in this. That's been my like main criticism for the series and also this episode. Usopp doesn't do much really, so it makes you wonder. But although Luffy does say, "Wow, you're a great shot. I'd love to go take you with me," and then we probably get like the starkest change from the manga in this scene where Kaya thanks Usopp for all the years that he took care of her, made her laugh. And Usopp's like, "Are you sure you'll be all right with everybody else?" He's like, "I'll be fine. The shipyard was my parents' dream. I might do something different, like become a doctor," which she does do in the manga.
Oh, hey.
Yep, she studies to become a doctor, but she has Mary helping her, so that's gonna be a little weird now.
Oh no! And the biggest change is when they finally kiss.
Which
So that's why they can give Usopp his nose.
I was just about to say, Austin, because hold on. I have something for the chat and also the video. Those of you watching on YouTube, somebody did an edit of what it would have been like if they did keep his nose.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, chat. No, what the fuck? It looks like a hot dog taped on her face. What the fuck?
All right then.
No.
And then they depart, but they depart in the one way this show won me over forever.
This made me so happy, babe.
I goddamn nearly cried at this part because what is that sound as they're sailing away on their ship, the Going Merry?
I literally went, they're doing the thing. They're doing the thing.
Yes. So for those of you that are new to One Piece, We Are is the first opening to the anime, and it's basically an orchestral version of it. Like, this is like up there when like the Power Rangers movie did the Power Rangers theme for like 3 seconds or something. No, actually, this is better.
Yeah, and the crew's sailing into the new ship.
Like they did what the Transformers movies couldn't do. They couldn't be bothered to play the Transformers theme.
Oh, yeah.
I
remember everyone was pissed about that.
They just put it on the companion album that no one listened to.
Dude, where do you get this popcorn from?
It was in the ship the whole time. And of course, Luffy sits on the front of the ship. That's his favorite spot. Yep. And he's just celebrating that he finally has a ship, and they can finally call themselves a crew now.
And turns out Ko is still alive. He's just run away in a dinghy.
Yep.
Nami concedes that Luffy was right, but he better not get used to it.
Don't get used to being right. And then finally, Kobe reports back to Garp, and he sees that they're sailing away with a ship now, and I guess
and that's when Garp says, "Oh no, it went exactly as planned. You flushed him out."
Yep. And then we cut to inside the ship where Usopp presents the new Jolly Roger, and it's not what Luffy wants.
Nope.
But Luffy doesn't get mad. He's like, "I already drew our flag. It's great, but no.
This one's better." Yeah, like Usopp insisting he's the captain.
Yeah, this is a recurring bit that never stops in the original series. Never. He never stops doing this. And then, but unfortunately, their little argument is interrupted.
Yep, they were ambushed by the Marines.
Not just any Marines.
No. Garp and his ship,
and they're attacked. They're being attacked by Garp. Like they just got this ship, and it's already in threat of being damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And then Garp stands out, looking towards Luffy and crew, saying, "Let's put an end to this madness." And then Luffy looks into the telescope and then drops a bombshell.
He just calls Garp Grandpa, shocking everyone.
That's the biggest change that this series made. The reveal of Luffy being the grandson of Garp is not supposed to come. Austen, we're on like chapter 120 of the manga, right?
Yeah, like in the 100.
I'm going to tell you right now, you are not supposed to find that out till like chapter 350.
Oh my god.
It is going to be a long time before you see that scene.
Like, I was unintentionally told about when I played Pirate Warriors 4 when it was on Game Pass. When introduced to when they had me fight against Garp.
Yeah, so it wasn't totally ruined for you, but like so it still had some impact for you.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, so that was episode 3 and 4 of One Piece live action Netflix. Christine, you haven't said much. What do you think? What do you think of this set of episodes?
Well, I can say like episode 4, like. Episode 4, when We Are starts playing, that was like, I feel like that was like a super big highlight. I know there's a lot of other stuff, but I really, really liked that.
That would be like if Dragon Ball Evolution, for whatever reason, played Chala, had Chala, but the damage was done and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yes, I think that like, so the Kuro arc is not well beloved among fandom, and honestly, it's probably like the weaker of the story arcs, and the East Blue Saga for me. And Kuro is like kind of like a nothing villain, especially since he never comes back after this. Although he might show up again in the Netflix show, because other implications that come up later imply that maybe the other ones will come back in some way. Who knows? I think the changes that they made through this arc, well, I do have some gripes about certain characters being missing because they're important to some character. Like the Usopp Pirates kids being missing is a little sad. I would have liked to see some little kids running around trying to chase a murderous madman through a mansion. Also, Django being missing is not only sad, but like, maybe I shouldn't ruin it for Austen, but Django, you haven't seen the last of him. And what becomes of him is really funny. So we're kind of robbed of that a little bit, but that doesn't mean he's not in the series, because his poster is in the show, so he's there. It's just like, where the hell is he? Maybe he's on Mirrorball Island and he hasn't stopped dancing.
My God, imagine if that was actually the explanation to why he was missing in this two-parter.
Muffled Ready by Folder 5's playing in the distance.
Is that the song?
Yes, it's Austen. To give you an idea of what it sounds like, you've heard what the second opening to One Piece sounds like already, so it's the same band. Believe in Wonderland, that one. Yeah, they did the song for the short, and I gotta rectify that. The next time me and Luffy record for the podcast, we have to go back and do that short.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? We might make a special episode where we just do like the movie shorts.
Cool.
Yeah, because there are like, you know, like how Pikachu had shorts in all the Pokemon movies. The One Piece movies used to have those too. Like there's one where there's the one I mentioned where Django hypnotizes an entire island to dance. That's what was referenced in the Netflix show when he said Mirrorball Island and Funky Bar. That's the location of that short. There's also a short where they play baseball, and there's another short where they play soccer.
Okay.
It's a show where they just walk along as vacation place in the background.
Funny on the beach where the funny is free. We don't have a day to celebrate, because I need a break. I need a vacation.
Brings back memories.
Yeah, and fuck you, Pokemon Company International, for not putting those on the recent DVD releases. They're not on the DVDs I own of those movies. But we're going off on
the show.
No.
Holy shit.
So anyway, we're getting off on a tangent. I
believe this is pop. Oh, sorry, you're not done.
So I liked the changes that they made to this. Like I have my gripes about characters being missing, but I think with the way they handled it, I think this was really well done. I really enjoyed the Kuro arc being reduced to a horror slasher film. Mm-hmm. Even though only one person got. Kuro was delightfully camp, and as a slasher, like they cast the right guy. I think when I saw that guy's face, I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't look like Kuro. But I think his headshot for his actor's headshot has a beard, so I couldn't see it at first. And then the sets are gorgeous in this. Mm-hmm. Like the outside, the mansion, the shipyard. I didn't think I'd be seeing a shipyard in live action One Piece for several more seasons, but I got to see one early.
Yay!
And I originally thought the mast, the head of the goat look on the Going Merry in live action was a little terrifying, but it's warmed up on me.
Yeah, it looked more realistic. Well, the one in the manga and anime looked more cartoonish and cute. Yeah,
but I think the actors for the Kuro Pirates were really good. I did not expect to be attracted to Sham of all people, but yeah, and Kuro was a delightful. They made me like Kuro more in this when I didn't think I would. I said about all I could say. I did like that they made up for characters being missing by replacing that with some character arcs. My biggest complaint, I don't mind that too much that Django and them are gone. I do mind that Usopp really didn't get to do a whole lot in the arc he's introduced in.
Yeah, that like he had a bigger role in the original arc.
Yeah, he got to have some moments where he could stood up to Kuro that Nami and the others get with like their respective villains, but we didn't get that here. All right, I've exhausted my thoughts. Austin, how about you?
Well, you said a majority of the stuff I want to say, like the changes they made, and I really miss Django. Like, he was a fun henchman, or
he was Kuro's first mate.
Okay, first mate. Yeah, like he was a fun first mate, and yeah, there was some stuff of the in the manga I missed more, like that big epic fight on that upslope. But consider they turn it into a home invasion horror. That kind of won me over with how he just goes full psycho. Or like all of his rage he suppressed over the years just come full out as he shows his true colors.
I also echo your thoughts about Django being missing, but hey, I guess the world's not ready for Michael Jackson, Steven Tyler, and Pirate in the live action form. He dresses and acts like Michael Jackson, but he has the face of Steven Tyler from the Aerosmith.
Oh God, the double feature of
oh God, I forgot that Steven Tyler has accusations against him too. Shit. Before this goes off further on the rails, unless anyone else has anything to say, I think that's where we're going to end today's episode. So today's extra long episode because we want to like wrap this up. We're getting closer to the holidays, and I want to like get like a hiatus from recording in soon because we've done a lot this year, a lot, especially with like the launching of this podcast and the live action show being a success. I thought I'd be ranting and raving about this show, but in a negative way. But nope, I have not. I'm really enjoying this, and because I really enjoyed this format, we did 2 episodes in one. We only have 2 more left before we move on, or until season 2 gets done. So thank you guys again so much for watching or listening, depending on where you are hearing us. We will be back for 2 more episodes. On our next episode, we'll be covering episodes 5 and 6 of the live-action Netflix series of One Piece. Until then, I'm John Mugiwara JM.
I'm Chad Peanut.
I'm Christine.
And we'll see you guys next time. But don't forget, when binging the devil's fruit, it's always better to take your time consuming it, or else you won't enjoy it. Or you might go into a food coma and be thrown down a well. Have a good one, y'all. Goodbye.
Nighty-night.
See ya.
You guys had to know that was going to be my segment joke for this episode, didn't you? Thank you for binging the devil's fruit with us today. If you'd like to enhance your binging experience even further, for just $3 a month, not only do you get access to episodes 1 week before they go live for the public, you also get exclusive access to our commentary tracks for our One Piece anime movie special reviews on our Patreon. The review episodes themselves will always be free to all listeners, but if you want the commentary tracks, that's patreon.com/superbonusround. Thanks for your support.